Hello and welcome to Inderes TV. Today I'm in the studio with Analyst Rauli Juva and we're going to talk about Anora. Hi Rauli.
Hi Pia.
So let's start with the Q4. How was it?
It was decent, I would say. They improved a bit the earnings compared to the comparison period, and that kind of enabled them to reach the full year guidance, which was kind of on a bit on the on the fence that if they reached or not, but they were able to reach it. So yeah, it was okay. Not the absolute level is not what it should be, but slowly starting to go in the right direction.
Okay. They also arranged the CMD in November and they launched their new strategy calling it Fit, Fix and Focus. Do you think that the Q4 report and actions of the company are in line with this new strategy?
Yeah, I would say so. In broad terms, of course, the strategy was launched during Q4, but they have been basically executing. It's pretty simple kind of efficiency strategy basically that they have been executing already when the current CEO took the helm last spring. So in that sense, yes. So they are trying to improve the efficiency, and they had a quite sizable layoff negotiations during Q4, which will now impact this year. So yeah, it's definitely going in that direction.
Yeah, so we can expect some savings at least from that.
Yeah.
What about the segments? Spirits, wine and industrials, how are they doing?
Well, the industrial segment is kind of handling the side streams of the business, so that's not so relevant in earnings terms. It's doing it quite thin margin, kind of just complementing the other business. But the main two beverage segments, spirits and wine, there the situation has been already quite a few years that spirits is basically doing okay in earnings terms, and wine has been more difficult. It has improved from the kind of lowest point, but it's still relatively speaking doing clearly weaker. And also structurally the wine segment is weaker margin because that's more like bottling and partner distribution, and in the spirits they have more own production, so that should be higher margin to begin with. In terms of growth or the lack of it, rather, they are unfortunately both struggling. So the sales has been declining in both beverage segments now for a while.
Then if you look at geographies, what's the situation like there in the different geographical markets?
Just now in Q4, or actually throughout last year, they have started to improve in the Swedish market, which has been quite difficult for them for the past few years, and then the kind of traditional strongholds due to the company's legacy in Finland and Norway has been more challenging. So they have been losing market share, and Denmark has been a bit difficult as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a mix, and outside the Nordics they are quite small. So those are basically the main markets. So unfortunately, kind of more decline than improvement in their in relative terms.
Right. We're seeing a change in consumer behavior. Alcohol consumption is going down. Where would the future growth for Anora come from if that's the case, if nobody drinks anymore?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, and we are not expecting actually any growth basically for the company for the foreseeable future. So I haven't figured out where they could grow. Of course, there are kind of growth pockets in the alcohol markets as well, and they are also bringing some non-alcoholic products, or they do have some non-alcoholic products, but it's obviously so small proportion of the sales that when the total alcohol consumption is and is likely to continue to decline, they are definitely facing continuing structural headwinds. I think that will continue to be the kind of challenge for them for quite a few years going forward, that they need to kind of fight against the declining markets and not really be able to grow much.
Right. Yeah, I would assume, because I think the non-alcoholic drinks are sort of based on the alcoholic drinks, and then if especially younger generations don't even start drinking, why would they opt for something that's sort of the quality drink, soft drinks? Then?
Yeah, that's probably true. Yes.
In the CMD in November, the company communicated that gaining market share in the challenging markets is one of the goals, though. Do we know anything about the customer groups or the market segments where this growth is targeted?
Yeah, they did present something geographically. Basically the Swedish wine business, which I mentioned already, where they have shown some improvement, but they have lost quite a lot of market share over the past year. So that's clearly one of the key areas where they could and should improve going further as well, and they have kind of limited presence in some product groups there, and perhaps generally speaking the kind of grocery trade with the lower alcoholic content ready to drink drinks are kind of the other segment where they could improve, and where they are targeting improve, where they are not so strongly present. So those are a few examples. There are some other kind of specific areas of products and geographies where they are aiming, but those are maybe the main ones.
Okay. And then finally, one of the financial targets for 2028 is an adjusted EBITDA of 85 to 90 million euros. Can this be achieved, and what would it mean in practice?
Yeah, it's not an overly ambitious target. I think it basically means a 15 million improvement compared to the last year level, which was 71 million, and now they are guiding in line with that kind of a 5-6 million improvement on the midpoint of the guidance for this year. So it could be definitely achieved. We are not expecting it to be quite achieved. We are expecting it to land somewhere around 80 million in 2028, but anyway, it's not that far. So that basically comes from efficiency measures. So like I mentioned, we are not expecting really growth for the overall company. So that just needs that they will kind of get savings for quite many places, which seem to be still kind of not that hard to find. That the company has surprisingly a lot kind of inefficiencies from the kind of mergers they have done back many years ago when Anora was formed from Altia and Arcus, and then they bought Globus Wine, and then those haven't been apparently integrated. Maybe it's a bit of the market surprise as well that they haven't been integrated so well in the previous years. So there is, in that sense, some, if not low-hanging, kind of mid-hanging fruits. so it's I think they will definitely achieve some gains from the defensive measures they are now doing.
Thank you, Rauli.
Thank you.
Anora, fighting a challenging market with efficiency measures. You can read more at inderes.se, and you can order notifications on the company as well. And if you have any questions regarding Anora, you can ask them directly to Rauli at our discussion forum. Thank you.